Welcome back to another edition of the Century Second. I'm Kendall Vallon.
And I'm Haley Sawyer. We're here to give you all the details from the stories from the news that you would actually be interested in. Excuse me.
While sitting on a new, comfy white couch.
We love the couch.
Feels more legit now.
Lovely, yeah.
More personal.
Daytime talk show-esque. Anyway,
sorry for the lack of video last week. We experienced some technical issues, but now we're back on track for your entertainment.
Stay tuned because we'll be discussing recent controversy dealing with the infamous Blade Runner rumors and the conclusion to the epic manhunt taking place in LA.
As well as new wearable technology in the works involving a new Apple Watch and a sexy new transforming dress that you might not want to wear on a first date.
Well, I can't wait to hear about that one. So let's get started. The first story of the day involves the famous Paralympic athlete Oscar Pistorius.
He seems to be in some hot water recently. For those of you who don't know, he is known as Blade Runner and was the first double amputee to run in the Olympics.
Quite an accomplishment.
Kind of amazing, right?
Yeah. Anyway, rumors are circulating that the South African athlete shot and killed his girlfriend, Rita Steenkamp, who was a very pretty model, I should say. However, although police say they have charged a 26-year-old with the murder, they have not confirmed that it is, in fact, Pistorius.
They have only stated that a woman was shot dead at the athlete's home and that she was a friend of him. Police also add that there were previous cases of domestic issues. That should be a red flag there. More details are soon to emerge, so we'll keep you posted.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear about that. Moving on, Pope Benedict XVI made his first public appearance yesterday since announcing his resignation. Benedict claims that his decision was made, quote, for the good of the church, and he asked that the congregation will continue to pray for him and the church, as well as the future pope. Later in the day, he made his last appearance in his 8-year run as Pope for the Ash Wednesday service. The new Pope will be chosen by Easter, and there are 117 cardinals eligible for the position. That's a lot of candidates. Many are saying that age will be a key factor in choosing, which makes a lot of sense because, you know, Benedict was kind of old, and a lot of people think that was why.
Last week, the Apple Watch has turned from some random rumor to a real product that is soon to be in development, thanks to well-placed leaks through various publications. The latest to report came from Bloomberg.com that says that Apple has a growing team of over 100 employees working on this wearable device. I don't think the general public has been demanding for a better watch, but Apple says that it prides itself on knowing what the people want before they even know they want it. The focus is not necessarily on the watch factor, but rather a wearable mobile device. But don't start thinking that Apple are the first to wander in this virgin territory of watches. They are merely improving this idea from other companies. There are a handful of smartwatches already on the market. I didn't even know. For example, the new Pebble smartwatch passes on alerts from a smartphone. So when you receive a new message, the watch will vibrate. Still not as impressive as we want it to be. Current tech watches only rely on the pairing of a smartphone or Bluetooth device. So hopefully, Apple will be making a really great product in the next couple of years. Now, this seems like something out of the latest action film. It's a bit of a doozy. Where do I even begin? Well, for those of you who have been updated on the situation, the epic chase, shootout, and standoff finally ended with the manhunt for ex-LAPD Christopher Dorner. For those of you who don't know, let's start from the beginning, shall we?
All right, we shall. It all started when a married couple found the suspect in his mountainside hideout, otherwise known as their rental cabin. They came home to the alleged cop killer held up inside. Dorner tied up the couple in the cabin, took the woman's purse, and then drove off in their own SUV. During his getaway, the hostages got free and managed to call 911.
After a dramatic car chase with gunfire, it led to a standoff gun battle against a set of cops outside of another cabin. All other people were restricted from the scene. No records of the next events were recorded except for a poor quality audio clip from the police scanner.
No one really knows exactly what happened, but the standoff ended with the cabin exploding on fire with a body found dead and charred into pieces. The body has yet to be identified as Dorner, but it is safe to say that he was the victim.
It also suggested that the police were actually the ones to set the cabin on fire after Dorner barricaded himself inside. We find this to be a huge controversy, so hopefully we'll find some closure within the next couple of days to see what exactly happened.
Two stories in a row that we don't know what happened. Hopefully that doesn't become a trend.
I think it will be.
Bloomberg has revealed that the youngest female billionaire is only 30 years old. How did Lindsay Torres become a billionaire? It's simple. Her grandparents founded the most popular West Coast In-N-Out Burger restaurant. She is now the president and owner of the industry. Torres does not have a college education or really any formal training in any kind of management. In-N-Out Burger has nearly 280 restaurants in 5 states, and the chain is worth about $1.1 billion. I just wish my grandparents owned a famous fast food chain. My life would be so much easier.
This past Wednesday, it was announced that the rest of the Born This Way Ball Tour has officially been canceled due to Lady Gaga requiring to have surgery. According to her tour operator, the superstar has a labral tear on the right side of her hip that was caused by strenuous repetitive motions, probably from all of the concert tours. Surgery and a strict downtime will repair the problem, and she'll be healed in no time. I've been hiding a show injury and chronic pain for some time now. Over the past month, it has worsened. Lady Gaga tweeted Tuesday afternoon, "I've been praying it would heal." So hopefully we'll see how she improves. The Carnival Triumphant, the cruise ship that has been stranded in the ocean for quite a few days now, has just about made its way to port in Mobile, Alabama. Thank God. 4,229 passengers have been waiting in boredom on the ship for 4 days. Once a ship reaches the dock, it could take up to 3 hours even for the passengers to finally get off the ship. But the arrival of the U.S. Customs and Border Protection officials, Coast Guard members, and Carnival crew members will assist to make the process as smooth as possible. I mean, if I was them, I would probably try to jump and swim to shore.
On Wednesday, a judge granted Allison Hannigan a temporary restraining order from a man who she claimed to be repeatedly threatening her and her family through online posts. The How I Met Your Mother star states in her position that 43-year-old John Hobbs sent messages suggesting that he would rape her and take her to the afterlife, along with other disturbing comments directed towards her family. No surprise that Hobbs was recently released from a mental hospital, according to court filings. According to Facebook evidence, it seemed that Hobbs was living in an alternative reality. A hearing to extend the restraining order for 3 years is scheduled for early March in Los Angeles.
This next story is very interesting, and some may say very questionable. A new clothing invention has gained some attention the last couple of weeks, and I can see why. No pun intended. The Intimacy 2.0 is a new dress that is made with a new form of technical opaque fabric that dramatically turns transparent when the person wearing the dress turns aroused. That you heard correctly. From my understanding, the fabric changes based off the wearer's heart rate. I can only imagine the bad scenarios that could happen if you were actually wearing this dress out in public. Dan, I'm not surprised that is spelled with 2 A's there. Rosgarde, I think that's how you pronounce it, stated Intimacy 2.0 is a fashion project exploring the relationship between intimacy and technology. Technology is used here not merely for functional purposes, but also as a tool to create intimacy as well as privacy on a direct personal level, which in our contemporary society is becoming increasingly important. That giant quote basically is a bunch of baloney, and that was by the creator of the dress. This is basically just an excuse to see girls more exposed, in my opinion. Let's end the show on a lighthearted note. The Honey Boo Boo craze has swept the nation, and now this Out There Hick-like Family has replaced the Jersey Shore cast as the new top reality stars. The mother of the crazy little girl may not be the butt of many jokes anymore.
Yeah, June Shannon, also known as Mama June, the mother of the infamous Honey Boo Boo, will be looking a little different for the next season of Here Comes Honey Boo Boo. The mom has both dyed her hair blonde and lost 115 pounds. Can you believe that?
Good for
Mama
her.
June was blonde a few years ago and decided to go back to the style. As for the weight, she claims that she has neither dieted nor gone to the gym, but has simply had a more on-the-go lifestyle.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know about that either.
I think she just might be trying to impress the new public eye.
Yeah, people were pretty harsh on her. I
Yeah.
gotta say.
I would
Yeah.
probably lose a lot of weight if people made so many jokes about me.
Yeah. This has been another edition of The Century Second.
Check back every Friday on centurymedia.com to see our lovely faces.
And make sure you thumbs up our Facebook page at RMU Century, and also look for the new issue of The Century, which is now on newsstands.
Seems like a great issue,
Yeah.
so check it out. We'll see you next week.
Bye.